Okay, Belgian beer. There's a great place in London actually called Belgo's for Belgian beer, and they had fruit beer. It was really good. Went there recently. Okay. By the way, currently there's a league at chessworld.net, which is my server, correspondence style chess. If you're interested in that and you're a guest member, but you're a keen fan of my YouTube videos, and you've played a few rated games, we currently need 7 more players to be able to pair the next season of the Comedies League. Now, if you're interested in 8 correspondence style games on my server, please can you leave your nickname expressing that interest in a comment to this video, and I'll consider manually putting you in to this upcoming team league. So you'll get 8 correspondence style games. It's 7 days a move, believe it or not, so you've got plenty of time to think. So yeah, just leave your nickname in a comment to this video, and I might actually pair you up, because it would help pair the next season anyway. So usually guest members are not allowed to play in the team league, so it's quite a bonus if you do play it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, and maybe consider one day becoming a full member of the site anyway. So yeah, think about that, and right, let's get back to this game. So E5 is slightly weak, maybe C5 is slightly weak. It's not that bad for me, but H5 is imminent again. So Bishop C5, H5, Knight E7. If I get the bishop there, or should I try and pressure E5 immediately? Queen C7 looks tempting. I think I might go for that. Just pressure that immediately. So what is he doing about this? Okay, so I can take with this pawn to sort of get a pin there on his H pawn. Maybe Knight C5 to E4 is interesting. What else? It seems to be a good square for the knight, so I think I will stick it on E4. From there, maybe like Bishop E7 and G5 becomes possible, as well as attacking C3 from E4. I suppose you can always fling in C4 to try and open the position up a bit more. Right, so H4 is a bit loose. Bishop E7 immediately just threatens immediately to win a pawn, but then maybe Bishop G5, but then Knight E4. I think I might go for that move order, just attacking H4 first. Okay, now Knight E4. You might have C4, but maybe I can take with the Queen here. So I have to somehow stop C4, or maybe Bishop D7, C4, Rook C8. Okay, I might try that. So I'm not castling yet. I'm not sure it's worth Queen C4. He would take, and then C4 is slightly weak. Things like Knight A3 to attack C4. Okay. So Knight takes C3. Is that possible? Queen moves Rook C8. It's a nasty pin. On the other hand, will I have Bishop B4s? We'll have the retreat, Knight B1 though. But then Knight E2 check might occur in some lines. No, the bishop's protecting it. Okay, so maybe just Knight takes D2, a simple move. Or the Knight back to C5. But then C4. So Knight C3, Knight B1. Okay, Knight C3, Queen moves. Rook C8, Knight B1. I don't know. Queen A5? Knight C3, Queen D3, Rook C8. Now here, Knight B1. That must be end of game because of the pin. Unless Bishop B4. I don't know. It's all getting a bit hairy. So I think I'll just take on D2 and try and do something else less committal. Maybe Queen C4 here. Just try and stop C4. So we can play Rook C8. You can try and evict the Queen with a Knight D2 coming up. But if I can get Rook C8 in, try and make it less tempting. me find something out. Rook c8, bishop c5, get a pin on f2. So try and get in queen g4s and queen g3s if the bishop wasn't there. So rook c8, bishop c5. Ah. Okay, rook c8 here. Or what about queen g4 here? Attacking the knight. So knight d4, rook c8. Well, as bishop takes h4. So there's that pin as well on g3 pawn. So rook c8, rook c4. How about just queen h3 here? Or queen e4. There's queen c2. So queen h3, the idea of bishop h4 looks good. So I'm trying to rip open this h file. c4, bishop h4 takes, rook h4. We starting to get tricky for how to defend. If something like f3, I think I'll have a kind of attack. Maybe I can castle queenside, check, king b8, and get the other rook to h8. Okay, here, I don't know, f6. I'm hoping. Because e6 is quite kind of solid, so it affords f6, because the frontal attack will be less pressure because of this bishop. If I can get, okay, g5 in here is a cute move. I've got time advantage as well. Okay, if I take and g4, he'll try and lock my queen in. So is it worth it? Takes in g4. Maybe f5 there. I think I should do this, because I think this is smacking on desperate to play g4. Although my queen does appear kind of trapped. So what about rook c8 here? Let's try and get in rook c4 and rook g4. Also f takes e, of course, which I should have played before my queen does become trapped on h3. So oh dear. Now c4 might actually give them strong counterplay, maybe things like rook a3. So I could have blown it now with just that bad move because of c4. Then rook a3. Okay, so there's no FEs now. Great. So takes and bishop c5. There's no queen g3 because the bishop's on that. So how about bishop c5 here? I'm not just castling. Or just takes and then castle. I think I might try that. To be able to threaten, well, coming on the f file. So I've sorted out my king safety. I just need to get in rook c4. Okay, there's rook e3 coming up to trap the queen. There's rook f3 to try and maybe queen takes g4 and queen takes f3. That stops the queen from being trapped. In any case, if I can play queen g4 and queen f3, I'll be quite happy there. Okay, we've only got about 20 seconds anyway, so I think it's all over actually, because I think this is too difficult for white in this position with his king kind of vulnerable. Okay, I think I can just take that one. Bishop c5. It's going to be good, or bishop g5, maybe bishop. I don't know which is best. Does it matter? Bishop c5. There's a nice pin though on the pawn. Okay, now check. Get this bishop working with bishop e8 to g6 maybe. Bishop. Okay, the bishop can come out now. Well, this horrible pin now. Okay, I'll simplify it down. g5, solid pawn up. Except bishop f6 would win that pawn. Okay, so I better get a move on. H3 doesn't quite work. So bishop E7 here, or H3 here. I'm probably just going to win on time. He did have such little time. But yeah, I've let him come back in this ending, haven't I? Because it's just equal on pawns. Well, he's even going to win that pawn. So that wasn't that convincing in the end. But I think what I should have played after this G4, if we go back to this critical position, my queen's about to be trapped, is simply f takes e5, because that answers c4 with d4. So if you're ever going to play rook a3, that would have been useful. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that one. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. And please leave your name if you're interested in this correspondence league, so it'll be 7 days a move. Thanks very much.